I have undertaken a project I started on January the 1st of this year, and I'll be finishing it on December the 31st. It's a new book that I'm living for the first time, I think, in my life. I've begun to do something that is having more of an impact on me than anything. I think it'll have on anyone who reads it or listens to it. It has changed my life in a very profound and dramatic way every single day. So without further ado, here are the phrases of pure wisdom from Tao Te Ching. I focused on living according to one phrase every day. If you want, you can do the same, and I guarantee it is not the eternal name. The Tao is both named and nameless as nameless. It is the origin of all things as named. It is the mother of 10,000 things ever desireless. One can see the mystery ever. Desiring one sees only the manifestations, and the mystery itself is the doorway to all understanding under heaven. All can see beauty as beauty only because there is ugliness. All can know good as good only because there is evil, and non-being produce each other. The difficulties born in the easy long is defined by short, the high by the low before and after. Go along with each other, so the sage lives openly with apparent duality and paradoxical unity. The sage can act without effort and teach without words, nurturing things without possessing them. He works but not for rewards. He competes but not for results. When the work is done, it is forgotten. Status will create contentiousness. If you overvalue possessions, people begin to steal by not displaying what is desirable. You will cause the people's hearts to remain undisturbed. The sage governs by emptying minds and hearts, by weakening ambitions and strengthening bones. Practice not doing when action is pure and selfless. Everything settles into its own perfect place. Heaven and earth are impartial. They see the 10,000 things as straw dogs. The sage is not sentimental. He treats all his people as straw dogs. The sage is like heaven and earth to him. None are especially dear, nor is there anyone he disfavors. He gives and gives without condition, offering his treasures to everyone. Between heaven and earth is a space like a bellows, empty and inexhaustible. The more it is used, the more it produces. Hold on to the center. Man was made to sit quietly and find the truth. Within the spirit that never dies is called the mysterious feminine. Although she becomes the whole universe, her immaculate purity is never lost. Although she assumes countless forms, her true identity remains intact. The gateway to the mysterious female is called the root of creation. Listen to her voice, hear it echo through creation. Without fail, she reveals her presence. Without fail, she brings us to our own perfection. Although it is invisible, it endures. Eternal, the earth endures. Why do heaven and earth last forever? They do not live for themselves. Only this is the secret of their durability. For this reason, the sage puts himself last and so ends up ahead. He stays a witness to life. So he endures, serves the needs of others, and all your own needs will be fulfilled through selfless action. Fulfillment is attained. The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It flows to low places, loathed by all men. Therefore, it is like the Tao. Live in accordance with the nature of things. Indwelling, be close to the land in meditation. Go deep in the heart. In dealing with others, be gentle and kind. Stand by your word. Govern with equity. Be timely in choosing the right moment. One who lives in accordance with nature does not go against the way of things. He moves in harmony with the present moment. Always knowing the truth of just what to do to keep on filling is not as good as stopping overfilled. The cupped hands drip better to stop pouring. Sharpen a blade too much, and its edge will soon be lost. Fill your house with jade and gold, and it brings insecurity yourself with honor and pride, and no one can save you from a fall. Retire when the work is done. This is the way of heaven, carrying body and soul and embracing the one. Can you avoid separation? Can you let your body become as supple as a newborn child in the opening and shutting of heaven's gate? Can you play the feminine part? Can you love your people and govern your domain without self-importance, giving birth and nourishing, having yet not possessing, working yet not taking credit, leading without controlling or dominating? One who heeds this power brings the dial to this very earth. This is upon a single hub. It is on the hole in the center that the use of the cart hinges, shape clay into a vessel. It is the space within that makes it useful. Carve fine doors and windows, but the room is useful in its emptiness. The usefulness of what is depends on what is not. The 5 colors blind the eye, the 5 tones deafen the ear, the 5 flavors dull the taste, the chase and the hunt craze, people's minds wasting energy to obtain rare objects only impedes one's growth. The master observes the world, but trusts his inner vision. He allows things to come and go. He prefers what is within to what is without. Favor and disgrace seem alarming. High status greatly afflicts your person. Why are favor and disgrace alarming? Seeking favor is degrading, alarming when it is gotten, alarming when it is lost. Why does high status greatly afflict your person? The reason we have a lot of trouble is that we have selves. If we had no selves, what trouble would we have? Man's true self is eternal, yet he thinks, I am this body and will soon die if we have no body. What calamities can we have? One who sees himself, says everything is fit to be guardian of the world. One who loves himself, as everyone is fit to be teacher of this world. That which cannot be seen is called invisible. That which cannot be heard is called inaudible. That which cannot be held is called intangible. These 3 cannot be defined. Therefore, they are merged as one. Each of these 3 is subtle for description by intuition. You can see it, hear it, and feel it. Then the unseen, unheard, and untouched are present as one. Its rising brings no dawn. Its setting no darkness. It goes on and on, unnameable, returning into nothingness. Approach it, and there is no beginning. Follow it, and there is no end. You cannot know it, but you can be it at ease in your own life. Discovering how things have always been brings one into harmony with the way the ancient masters were profound and subtle. Their wisdom was unfathomable. There's no way to describe it. One can only describe them vaguely by their appearance. Watchful like men crossing a winter stream, alert, like men aware of danger. Simple as uncarved wood hollow, like caves, yielding like ice about to melt. Amorphous like muddy water, but the muddiest water clears as it is still, and out of that stillness life arises. He who keeps the Tao does not want to be full, but precisely because he is never full, he can remain like a hidden sprout and does not rush. Let your heart be at peace amidst the rush of worldly comings and goings. Observe how endings become beginnings. Things flourish each by each only to return to the source, to what is and what is to be. To return to the root is to find peace. To find peace is to fulfill one's destiny. To fulfill one's destiny is to be constant. To know the constant is called insight. Not knowing this cycle leads to eternal disaster. Knowing the constant gifts perspective. This perspective is impartial. Impartiality is the highest nobility. The highest nobility is divine being. Divine, you will be at one with the Tao. Being at one with the dial is eternal. This way is everlasting, not endangered by physical death. With the greatest leader above them, people barely know. One exists. Next comes one whom they love and praise. Next comes one whom they fear. Next comes one whom they despise and defy. When the leader trusts no one trusts him. The great leader speaks little. He never speaks carelessly. He works without self-interest and leaves no trace when all is finished. The people say we did it ourselves. When the greatness of the Tao is present, action arises from one's own heart. When the greatness of the Tao is absent, action comes from the rules of kindness and justice. You need rules to be kind and just. If you act virtuous is a sure sign that virtue is absent. Thus we see the great hypocrisy. When kinship falls into discord, piety and rites of devotion arise. When the country falls into chaos, official loyalists will appear, and patriotism is born. Give up sainthood, renounce wisdom, and it will be 100 times better for everyone. Throw away morality and justice, and people will do the right thing. Throw away industry and profit. There will be no thieves. All of these are outward forms alone. They are not sufficient in themselves. It is more important to see the simplicity, to realize one's true nature, to cast off selfishness and tempered desire. Give up learning, and you will be free from all your cares. What is the difference between yes and no? What is the difference between good and evil? Must I fear what others fear? Should I fear desolation when there is abundance? Should I fear darkness when that light is shining everywhere in spring? Some go to the park and climb the terrace, but I alone am drifting, not knowing where I am, like a newborn baby before it learns to smile. I am alone without a place to go. Most people have too much. I alone seem to be missing something. Mine is indeed the mind of an ignoramus in its unadulterated simplicity. I am but a guest in this world. While others rush about to get things done, I accept what is offered. I alone seem foolish, earning little, spending less. Other people strive for fame. I avoid the limelight, preferring to be left alone. Indeed, I seem like an idiot. No mind, no worries. I drift like a wave on the ocean. I blow as aimless as the wind. All men settle down in their grooves. I alone am stubborn and remain outside. But wherein I am most different from others is in knowing to take sustenance from the Great Mother.